next hour, motherfuckers is gonna salute you.
What's a 5-star?
Never thought I had to explain it to you, know what I mean? Always thought Mel would be here to tell you. 5 lanes, baby. First 5 to ever start this whole blood pyro game. You know what I mean?
My last movie, the star in that movie was a bouncer at a bar. And he said to me one day, oh, you want to meet this guy who's a 5-star general? So I had my camera and we did a 1-hour on-camera conversation. And that ended up being a 2-minute documentary kind of piece called Banging 101. And me and Primo, the lead of the movie, a 5-star, got close. And so through those conversations, we talked about certain specifics, and then I wrote the story. So in the movie, like the specifics of a scene are probably based on real life stories, but the overarching story is the story I wrote, and the specific dialogue in certain scenes is mine. But then the acts, the things that happen in the story, very many of them are about as real as you could get without making a documentary.
What you read, got Bloods and Crips fighting over this. 5 stars, we don't gotta fight over that. Understand? We generals, we salute everything. We done bossed up.
You know, the amazing thing about Primo is like he can punch that guy out 1 minute and then just be a tender father the next, and there's almost no contradiction in him because he's like, that's business and this is family, you know. And so that was one of the things that drew me to him from the very first meeting. He's very thoughtful, and he's also at a really interesting point because he's been in the gang long enough to be a leader, but also he has the kids, and he wants to be a regular guy, but he doesn't. He's still a gang leader, like he's still a Blood. He just doesn't break the law, you know. So it's a difficult thing. Like, okay, so you're used to doing illegal activities that brings in a lot of money, and you don't want to go to jail because now you love your kids. So, you know, you can't just go out and get an office job. So he's like, for me, through those conversations, I thought, oh, this is like an interesting place to set this story. When I work with the actors, I have a pretty elaborate style. I'm very like socially close with my crew. And so what I do with them is I make it very informal. I make everyone comfortable. I try to make it so that all the actors feel like they're just hanging out. We shoot with 2 cameras, so there's no kind of like, what should I look and what angle? And so I try to make everything feel so comfortable and so natural that by the time we're actually in the scene, there's no difference, right? So a lot of times I'll say, you guys start, and then I'll pull the crew away, and then and then I'll go back, and then we'll catch them mid-scene. I'll say, all right, let's start from the beginning, but I won't call cut. Because I feel like for non-actors especially, cut is like a real jarring thing. Like, oh, so did I do something wrong? And, you know, I just wanted them to feel as natural and real as possible.
Everybody answers to me. Shit don't go down unless it goes through me. Before it was me and your pops. I love him to death. But what he taught me, I'm going to use. I'm going to do for you what was done for me. Put you under the wing. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Both John and Primo record rap music. And the way there's that scene in the basketball court where Primo says something, and when I was editing it, I typed it out and sent it to one of my producers, Louisa. And she said, is that a hip-hop song or is that Primo talking? Because it sounds just like hip-hop, you know, and he's just talking, but he has kind of a really beautiful cadence to it. And that's exactly what I felt. Like, I don't need to add this. The only thing I could add is beats underneath it, you know, but I didn't want to get carried away.
Ready to come home?